Hello everybody that's joining me from 50 Shades of Bacon, or possibly the Facebook page, or YouTube, or wherever. Today we're going to use Alton Brown's recipe, or at least sort of use Alton Brown's recipe to make some what do we have here? Bacon! That's right, we're going to make some bacon. So, I picked up 5 pounds of bacon from the local butcher, and we're going to give it a whirl. Just so you know, there's other people that are joining me. We've got Charlie Meyer, my puppy dog, cat. They're constantly begging for things, so I'm pretty sure that they're going to be around while bacon is cooking. Alright, what do we need in order to make the brine, which is the first step? We need some salt. I know Alton Brown always uses kosher salt, but that's just not how I roll. So I'm making about 5, actually almost 6 pounds of bacon from the pork belly. And Alton made 10 pounds and he called for 2 cups, so I'm going to make about 1 1/4 cup of salt and 1 1/4 cup of sugar, and put a 1 1/4 cup of water, and I'm going to put it on the burner. Put it on the burner to mix it in. Now there's other stuff in here too, but get this. This might be too big of a pan. I could probably use a smaller pan, but for canning and home brewing and all that stuff, this is kind of my go-to pot. Oh, and then also we're going to be using about 4 ounces of molasses, which I'll add in a little while. I'm actually going to put it under warm water so that it flows a little easier when the time comes. Isn't that right, Charlie? Alright. So I got my salt mixture going. I've added my 1 1/4 cup of salt, sugar, water. I have molasses on the way. And then so calls for 1 1/4 cup of apple cider. Now I just happen to have this apple juice from Walmart, and it may not be a fancy dancy ingredient, but add that also. 1 1/4 cup of apple cider. About. Or excuse me, a quart and a quarter. Been using my measurements all messed up here. Quart. Cup and a half salt, cup and a half sugar, quart and a quarter of water and apple cider, about. And mix this in. We want to heat this up so everything kind of mixes together. The salt and the sugar mix in there, and then Alton calls for a couple of tablespoons of ground pepper. I'm going to add just some peppercorns to the mixture, and Alton also added a bunch of kimchi, which I am not going to add to this mixture instead, and I might be making some stuff up here that isn't right, but I like these flavors, so I'm going to add some garlic. While Alton used kimchi to put into the mixture, and while it's heating up, I decided to use something a little bit different. I took about 4 garlic cloves and just smushed them enough to get the flavors out. I didn't mince them or anything like that, and I figure after it starts to all of the salt and sugar start to dissolve into the brine, I'll add them. And then also there's some spiciness to kimchi, which is also nice. I like spices, and I don't have kimchi. I'm not going to add kimchi, but something I like to add usually when we want some spice is Frank's red hot sauce. Frank's is awesome on wings, and I figure it can't be bad on bacon. Well, we'll find out. Oh, by the way, we're not going to finish our bacon today. I'm going to get it to the point where it's marinating in the brine. It's going to sit in the brine for about 3 days, or at least that's what Alton Brown recommends. And then if you've been following along on Facebook, on the 50 Shades of Bacon Facebook page or on the blog, I'm making a homemade smoker, and that smoker will hopefully be used this Sunday to make the final product. So I actually changed my mind on how I'm going to put the garlic in. I took these sandwich bags. I took my 5 pounds of bacon, cut it in 2. I took these big bags and put some garlic in there. I figure it'll sit in there for 3 days and help flavor the bacon. And then each of those divided into 2 should fit into these bags. I'm sure there's a more graceful way to do this. I'm sure there's bigger bags that could be used, or it could be stored directly in the pot, but I think I'm going to do that. I noticed I took the brine off of the heater, and I allowed it to cool a little bit, and it looks pretty much mixed in. And then the last ingredient, which I noticed or mentioned, was molasses. And he calls for 8 ounces of molasses to go into the full recipe, and I'll have, since mine is about halved, a little over halved, I'll take about 4 ounces of molasses. I warmed it up just a little bit in warm water so it flowed a little easier. And that's probably good. Oh, and then Frank's. Gotta add some Frank's. We'll see how that turns out. Put a little bit in there. And now we have a functioning brine. Cup and a half of sugar, cup and a half of salt, or excuse me, or a cup and a quarter of sugar, cup and a quarter of salt, a little bit of Frank's hot sauce, 4 ounces of molasses, a quart and a quarter of apple cider, and a quart and a quarter of water, and it's all mixed together. The salt and sugar has all been dissolved into the mixture, and now I will add it to the bags. So what I did is I put the bacon and brine and garlic in plastic bags. These are freezer sandwich, the large plastic bags. There's probably more graceful ways to do that as well, but this works for me and it happens to be what I had on hand. And I'm putting it in a pot so it doesn't spill. And I'm going to place it in the fridge, and I'll take it out once a day for the next 3 days or 2 days and kind of mix it around, make sure the brine gets in all over the place. So that's the next step in making bacon. So far, I've started to put together a smoker from a garbage can. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the Facebook page, 50 Shades of Bacon, or go to 50shadesofbacon.com. You can find more information. And then we've also picked up some pork belly. We've made the brine. We put it in the fridge, and the next step is to smoke the thing. So you'll see, hopefully, on Sunday night a finished product. In the meantime, I have to season my smoker and make sure it's ready to go and make sure that it works. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Alton Brown, for helping me out with making bacon, and have a good one.